Hello, and welcome to Bipolar Opposites. My name is Tim Cubbin, and you have taken the time out of your probably busy schedule to listen to me talk for about 5 minutes, which I appreciate. So, I've been known in the past couple of weeks to talk about some rather serious topics. This week is no less. Today, I'm going to cover the topic that every parent should pay attention to: media violence in children, as well as ratings and appropriateness of content that children should see. These days we have movies, television, and video game violence. Each of these formats will get addressed in due time. I'll start with movies. First off, children beg their parents to take them to movies that are not appropriate for their age range. I know kids want to see their favorite superheroes in the theater due to the rise of 3D films, but elementary school students, in my opinion, should not be seeing some of these movies. As a note, the PG-13 rating was actually not introduced until the year 1984, which means there were violent PG movies kids were treated to that parents today would be horrified to take their kids to. For example, the 1975 film Jaws got a PG rating because the content just wasn't considered violent or profane enough to get an R rating. As everyone knows, Jaws is about a great white shark that arrived in, I think, small New York beach town during the 4th of July weekend. The film contained an uncanny amount of blood and gore, which would never get a PG rating today. Another example is the 1982 Poltergeist. There is a scene which depicts the parents smoking marijuana in their bedroom and getting to a pretty massive high. This movie would get a PG-13 rating due to the violent imagery, the drug use, and profanity. Now I'm going to explain why I just talked about PG-13. If you really look at it, almost every superhero movie released today are rated PG-13. I don't know how anyone else feels, but this is my blog and my opinions. But I don't think a second grader should go into violent and profane movies. For example, one of the most recent comic book superhero movies is X-Men Days of Future Past. My opinion is not important, but I loved it. This movie had many uses of profanity, was very violent, featured a nude, blue made-up Jennifer Lawrence, and a Hugh Jackman thrill for the ladies. When I went to the theater, there was a huge collection of children in attendance. I really do not think that some of the children there were the right ages for the film. In all honesty, I do not want my kids, when I have them, to see a PG-13 movie until they are 10, which was my strategy, which was a strategy my parents used on me, and it probably worked well. I was so angry at the time that the 5-year-old me was not allowed to see Jurassic Park, and I was a dinosaur enthusiast as a kid, but now I can see the reasoning and logic. This is a little off topic. I know that kids grow up with superhero cartoons, as I did, but that still doesn't make them right for PG-13 movies. I am a huge Marvel Comics fan, and Marvel currently only publishes two regular all ages comics monthly, and the next being rated Teen Plus. Going back to my future kids, my collection also features parental advisory and explicit content, and therefore my kids will not get their comic book inheritance until they are 15. I can understand that kids want to see their heroes on a big screen in 3D, but the point is, it is not always appropriate to take them. Yes, your kids will badger the parent saying, "Mommy, Mommy, take me to Spider-Man." No matter what the kids say or do, the parent has to know that this is not right for the kids. No matter how much the kid screams, throws a temper tantrum, and screams, "I hate you," it is for their own good. I went to see Resident Evil Retribution in the theater, which is an R-rated movie. I saw what must have been a father and a kid who was no more than 9. I found this highly irresponsible, and the kid was terrified by what I saw, covering his eyes, even crying. I do not know how this happened, and whether it was the father or the theater workers who were more irresponsible. But this kid should not have been seeing this movie. Kids also watching the television, they should not be seeing. I remember when I was a kid and South Park was first airing. This show was rated at TVMA, and I was 10. This was appropriate for me, but all my friends were watching it, so I started. But then my parents found out what it was and banned me from watching it. I said "I hate you" many times, and I felt uncool with my friends, but I soon realized that this was how I feel if it were my kids. I've also learned I'm not your friend, I'm your parent. This is important. It's really important that every parent needs to enforce. Another media giant for kids these days is video games. These have ratings too and are something parents need to look at. The current rating system is E for everyone, E10 for everyone 10 and up, T for teens, and M for mature. Parents and other gift givers absolutely must observe. Now I'm going to talk about the biggest factor that comes from kids being exposed to media not appropriate for them. Violence. These are ratings for a reason. Kids see appearance to be swinging from webs, beating up bad guys, and doing dangerous things. These actions are dangerous for kids to see, and even television has shows rated Y7 because the content gives children bad ideas. Also, kids see Wolverine. He has claws, he heals from every wound, and kills bad guys. This is not good for children who don't understand that attacking living beings is bad and that they are not invulnerable. Exposing children to this gives them ideas. I'm a fan of the Resident Evil games since I was 15. This is not a good age to be allowed to play M-rated. This is a good age to be allowed to play M-rated games. There is an uncountable amount of gore, violence, blood, and profanity, and really should not be just for kids until they are in high school. The worst offender is Grand Theft Auto. Not only is there violence and profanity, but even nudity, not to mention the fact that it encourages these actions. It suggests that our children kill people and steal cars. Is this what we want for our kids? And now for some statistics. The number of violent interactions in a 10-minute play period ranged from 2 to 124. Boys who play teen or mature video games for a minimum of 40 hours a day witness over 184 incidents of aggression per day. In 98% of the games surveyed, aggression and unpunished, even rewarded. 78% of all video game interactions in the first 10 minutes of gameplay featured lethal violence. Almost half of all violent game segments feature humor. So think about it. Do we really want to corrupt our children with violence and inappropriate content in movies, television, and video games? I certainly don't. Well, that's it for today. Please feel free to let me know what you think. Questions, comments, and suggestions for future posts are always welcome. Come back next Sunday for more Bipolar Opposites. Tim Cubbin, out.